Domestic doggies and babies begin a ruthless war. The winner will get all the love in the world, and the loser might disappear. Place your bets as we dive into our review. This cheerful boy's name is Tim Templeton. He's 7 years old and has an incredibly vivid imagination. Any activity from taking a bath to riding his bike turns into an exciting adventure. Tim adores his parents and is sure he has the perfect family. His mom and dad work as marketers at PuppyCo, a company that makes adorable puppies. Despite their workload, they always find time for their beloved son. One day, mom and dad asked him if he would like a little brother. The boy says he's fine the way things are. Before bed, he wonders where babies come from. It seems they're handed out on some kind of conveyor belt. Most babies, after various preparatory procedures, are sent to loving parents, but some especially unique babies are immediately sent into management. They're dressed in business suits, and along with their pacifier, they get a briefcase. One morning, Tim wakes up, picks a hat for himself, and sees a taxi pulling up to his house. Out steps a chubby blonde baby in a black suit, holding a suitcase. He even has stylish watches and sunglasses. Wow! Tim runs downstairs, where his parents introduce him to his new little brother. The baby immediately starts crying loudly and bossing everyone around. Tim's life turns into a real nightmare. The new baby takes up all of mom and dad's time and attention, and they almost forget about Tim. The boy feels incredibly lonely, like he doesn't belong in his own family. He even has to take baths with his little brother. Tim tries to convince his parents that their new baby is strange, but they think it's just normal sibling jealousy. No one reads Tim bedtime stories anymore, and no lullabies are sung to him. His parents simply don't have the energy. So Tim decides to spy on his little brother and discovers that he can talk like an adult. The baby tells Tim that he's the boss here now, and if the older brother gets in his way, he'll fire him from the family. Tim realizes he needs proof that this child is not a cute little baby but a real monster. He dresses up as a top-secret spy and sneaks down the stairs, or rather, tumbles down them. Waiting for him is an unpleasant surprise, a whole crowd of babies. We find out that the boss has called a meeting with other intelligent infants. It turns out there's a crisis in the baby world. Babies are losing popularity among humans, and adorable puppies are to blame. Instead of having children, adults are getting cute dogs. Soon, at a show in Las Vegas, they will unveil a new super adorable puppy. That means Baby Corp, the company that produces babies, might be shut down. All the parents of the gathered babies work for PuppyCo. Their mission is to gather information about the new puppy and deliver it to the boss. But there's a problem: they're not as smart as the boss. The parents show up, and the meeting turns into a regular baby playdate. Tim records the boss conversation on a tape recorder, but the babies chase him in their toy cars. An exciting battle for the tape follows, and it ends up in the boss' hands. However, Tim doesn't give up and manages to snatch the tape from his little brother. The crafty baby then uses blackmail, tearing Tim's favorite toy. Enraged, Tim tries to throw the annoying toddler out the window, but instead, the tape flies out and lands under the wheels of a passing car. Oops! Tim's parents scold him for misbehaving and put him under house arrest. He feels like a real prisoner. Suddenly, the boss baby comes to him wanting to make peace, first offering him money, then giving him a pacifier. But it's no ordinary pacifier, it's actually a teleport. With it, the brothers travel to Baby Corp. As you might guess, this is where babies are made. By the way, Tim and the boss are invisible, like holograms, so no one notices them. Our heroes head to the top floor, where the baby managers work. Thanks to the magic baby formula, they never grow up. The boss shows Tim a chart of human love, which shows that puppies are gradually taking it all, leaving babies with less and less. If things continue, babies could disappear altogether. The boss' mission is to collect all the information about the new puppy coming to market soon. If he succeeds, he'll get promoted. If not, he'll be fired and will have to live with Tim's family forever. Tim realizes living with the boss would be a nightmare, so he agrees to help him. That night, they sneak into their parents' room and rummage through their documents. They find a puppy co. Flyers saying, "Working with children." But how can they get into the company if Tim is under house arrest? The brothers come up with a plan. They pretend to love each other dearly and have great fun together. Their parents are happy and forgive Tim, agreeing to take both sons to work at Puppy Co. Our heroes prepare carefully for the trip. It's extremely important to them. When they arrive, there are indeed lots of cute puppies. Tim and the boss make their way through the amusement park. To avoid being noticed, the boss dresses up as a ginger dog. Soon, other dogs attack him. Tim throws them a ball to distract them, allowing the boss to get into the administrative part of the building. In one office, they find a folder with information about the new puppy. They want to take it, but a tricky trap activates, and they get caught. They're tied up by someone in a giant ginger dog suit. It turns out they've been caught by Puppy Co. As head, Francis, and in the dog costume is his brother Eugene. Francis shows our heroes a magical pacifier. It turns out this man is a former hyper mega super boss baby, whom our boss always admired. Francis tells his sad story. He built a great career at Baby Corp and reached the top. But soon, the magic formula stopped working on him, and he began to grow up. The board immediately fired him and sent him to live with a regular family. Francis swore revenge for such injustice. He grew up and designed the perfect forever puppy that would steal all human love from babies. They'd stay small and cute forever and like babies. Seeing such adorable puppies, no one would want kids anymore. Francis only lacked one ingredient: the magic baby formula from Baby Corp. Unfortunately, our boss has such a bottle, and Francis takes it. He kidnaps Tim's parents and takes them to the Las Vegas Puppy Show, leaving Eugene disguised as a nanny to watch our heroes. The boss panics, acting like a real baby. Without his magic formula, he'll soon become an ordinary child. Tim and the boss trick Eugene by pretending the baby is sick and vomiting badly. Luckily, the green goo comes from a vacuum cleaner, not the boss. The sight makes Eugene sick, too, and they lock him in the bathroom. The brothers try to escape, but Eugene chases them. The boss calls for backup. Other Baby Corp babies appear and attack Eugene, their martial arts masters. Tim pedals his bike like a true racer, imagining himself as a ship's captain while overcoming all obstacles. The brothers reach the airport and try to stop their parents. Unfortunately, the boss briefly reverts to a regular baby, and Tim has to save him. Because of this, they miss Mom and Dad, who fly to Las Vegas with the cunning Francis. Tim and the boss argue, blaming each other for the failure, but quickly make up and decide to go to Las Vegas. They steal a costume and a ticket from an Elvis Presley impersonator and fly first class, having fun and imagining their battle with Francis. Soon, they arrive in Las Vegas and ask some local beauties to give them a ride to the convention center. But there are 3 problems. First, they don't know where their parents are. Second, without the magic formula, the boss is slowly turning into a baby. And third, Eugene is chasing them again. Eventually, they find the venue for the Forever Puppy presentation. The puppy is indeed very cute, and the audience is enchanted. Francis spots Tim and the boss and locks their parents in a big box. The brothers have to run from Eugene again. They find a rocket designed to ship the new puppies worldwide and see Francis starting the launch countdown. Our heroes fight the villain, knocking him into a tank of baby formula, releasing all the puppies, and saving their parents. In the final seconds before liftoff, the boss turns into a baby again, and Tim barely saves him. A drop of baby formula turns him back to normal. Francis turns into a baby himself and ends up in Eugene's care. Maybe he'll be raised better this time. Back home, the boss packs his things and thanks the other babies for their help, giving some lollipops and others cookies. He says goodbye to Tim and returns to Baby Corp. The parents' memories are erased, and all traces of the baby's stay are removed from the house. The boss is greeted with applause as a hero, treated to a cake, and made the top boss. Still, he feels sad. Tim realizes he misses his brother and writes him a letter, saying he's ready to share his parents' love. Receiving it, the boss is overjoyed. He immediately quits Baby Corp and returns to Tim's family as a regular baby. The whole family is incredibly happy. In the final scene, we learn that the adult Tim is telling this story to his young daughter, who has just gotten a baby sister. And by the way, she's a boss too.